Any gang in Chicago has nothing on these cartels. These cartels have whole communities, thousands and hundreds and thousands of people backing them. Only reason why niggas kill, rob, and shoot is for ice, chains, and to break off some of the profits for their family. See, these cartels, they do this shit for straight family. Today we're finna tap into the FBI's 10 most wanted explained. This video looks really good, so let's go ahead and tap in.
For almost 75 years, the FBI's top 10 most wanted list has helped bring down some of the nation's most dangerous criminals. As for what makes the list special, it only features criminals that the FBI deems to be especially serious threats to society.
Okay, Pete. And
to get on it, you basically have to do something extremely messed up or have a very lengthy record of major crimes.
Well, damn, okay.
The story behind the list goes that back in 1949, a reporter asked the FBI to list out the 10 toughest guys that they were trying to catch so they could ask the public for help. After obtaining the list, the reporter published the criminals' pictures on the front page of the Washington Daily News, and the rest is history. Since then, the FBI has been able to catch almost 500 wanted fugitives thanks to public tips.
Damn.
These are the current criminals on the list.
Man. Let's see.
Bhadreshkumar Patel.
Chat, do you think there's gonna be like a bad bitch on this
2015,
on the list
a CCTV camera captured 2 Dunkin' Donuts employees, one male and one female, walking towards the shop's back room at around 9:30 p.m. before disappearing from view. A few seconds later, the man comes back into the camera's view, and it seems as if nothing out of the ordinary took place in the minute that went down between the 2 clips. A few minutes later, customers alerted the police when they didn't see any employees in the shop, and that's when the cops discovered something horrifying. Lying on the floor of the shop's back room was an Indian woman named Palak, lifeless, who had been pummeled to death by the man in the footage.
Bro,
as it was later revealed, the man who took Palak's life was her husband, Bhadreshkumar. As the authorities later learned, the couple had been through a series of major arguments in the months leading up to that day. According to court documents, the 2 of their visas were about to expire in a few weeks. Palak wanted to go back to India, but Bhadreshkumar wanted to stay in the US, and it looks like he couldn't find a better way to communicate his frustration with the situation than to brutally take his wife's life.
What? Like, what's the purpose? You gain nothing. You just lose. Like, what?
After the crime, Bhadreshkumar was last seen taking a taxi from a hotel in New Jersey to a train station in Newark, but what he did after that is really anyone's guess. To bring more attention to a suspect who might otherwise walk away scot-free, the FBI placed him on the most wanted list. As of today, there's a $250,000 reward to bring the suspect into custody, but almost 10 years after the crime, it looks like that won't happen anytime soon.
It's been 10 years, I'm not finna lie, bro. He's probably in Mexico fucking
Alejandro Castillo. The youngest suspect on the most wanted list, 26-year-old Alejandro Castillo, has been on the FBI's radar for more than 8 years.
Damn.
In 2016, he shot his female co-worker Sandy Lee in a wooded area in Carias County, North Carolina.
Why? Did she not live?
A few days later, the female victim's car was located at a bus station in Phoenix, Arizona. As the authorities later found out, there were multiple people involved in the case, with the main ones being the victim, a woman named Amia Feaster, and Alejandro himself, all of whom worked together at a restaurant in Charlotte. During the investigation, the cops learned that Sandy Lee and Alejandro had briefly dated, and after their breakup, Castillo started dating his other co-worker, Amia Feaster. According to court documents, Sandy Lee had apparently lent some money to Alejandro, and on August 9th of that year, he texted her to meet up with him at a Quick Trip located on Eastway Drive in Charlotte, claiming that he was going to pay her back. Disturbingly, that's when Castillo decided to rob her at gunpoint, take her life, and flee to Mexico. In an eerie clip of CCTV footage that was later released by the authorities, the suspect can be seen crossing the Mexican border through Nogales, Arizona, along with his girlfriend Amia. A couple of months later that same year, Amia turned herself into the authorities in Mexico and was charged with accessory after the fact of felony murder and larceny of a motor vehicle. Based on her testimony, she and Alejandro had been staying with the killer's cousin. At some point, Castillo had once again disappeared with no explanation, and that's when she decided to turn herself in.
See, like, bro, why kill her, bro? Why rob? Like, if you're finna rob her and she doesn't give you the money, you just gotta turn and run. Killing her is not finna do you justice, bro. Like, nigga, what? Like, bro, come on, man.
As of 2024, the FBI has no further clues that could lead to Castillo's arrest. Right now, all they know is that he's probably still living in Mexico. The last time he was seen, he wore his hair short and shaved on the sides, but that's pretty much all they had to go.
I ain't gonna lie, he's cooked.
As of today, there's still a $250,000 reward out for his arrest, but there have been no further updates on his case.
Shit, we might have to slide to Mexico, Jack.
Before we move on, I wanted to take some time to talk about this video's sponsor, Aura, which
I don't care, twin. I'm not finna lie. I really don't care. Like, love you, bro. Thank you for making good ass video. I don't care about that though.
Ruja Ignatova. In 2016, the Bulgarian entrepreneur Ruja Ignatova stepped on stage in a beautiful red dress at the Coin Rush global event in Wembley, London to talk about her vision for the future of her crypto company OneCoin. During the presentation, she claimed that in 2 years, everyone would forget about Bitcoin and that OneCoin would dominate the crypto world as the one true cryptocurrency. It's hard to imagine that any of her excited, founding investors knew that they were stepping into what was later described by the New York Times as one of the biggest scams in history. For several years, Ruja, or the crypto queen as she's known nowadays, promised—
Chat, would y'all hit? Let me show y'all real quick. Would y'all hit? I ain't gonna lie, you give me a bottle of Casamigos and 3 months of celibacy, bro, I might have to make a little exception. I'm not finna hold you.
her buyers a 5-fold and even 10-fold return on their investment in OneCoin.
She don't really look good at
Normally, these kinds of claims are an immediate red flag, but because the entire world was scrambling to get on the crypto action, a ton of investors jumped at the opportunity without thinking twice, resulting in a massive OneCoin buying frenzy. Between 2014 and 2016, OneCoin raked in more than $4 billion from unsuspecting investors, with more than $50 million coming from investors in the US. As the investors learned when they bought into OneCoin, the company was pretty much a pyramid scheme in which they were rewarded for recruiting their friends to buy it as well.
Damn.
And for a while, the shady multi-level marketing model seemed to be working for Ruja.
Niggas getting got.
However, in 2016, a lot of her investors started complaining that they were really struggling to sell their OneCoins and that they didn't see how they'd ever recoup their investments.
Yo, low key, I just got like a brilliant idea. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to do a scam like this, you could low key pull it off if you just make sure a bad bitch is the CEO, bro. You can be like the CFO or whatever, just running things in the background. You could be even the owner of this whole shit, just running shit in the background. But just make the bad bitch a CEO. I'm telling you, bro. Just have her poke out her titties a little bit. Bro, you're going to be a billionaire. Just off of down bad niggas buying that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Word started to spread online that OneCoin was a scam, which drew the attention of the media as well as federal investigators. Unfortunately, it was a little too late by then.
I ain't gonna lie.
Less than a year and a half after her presentation in Wembley, Ruja got on a plane
Freaky Clyde, I'm just
Bulgaria
speaking
to
facts,
Greece
bro. I'm
and
telling
was
you,
never
it'll
seen
work.
again.
It will for sure work.
Disturbingly, during the investigations, a bunch of really messed up emails written by Ruja were leaked by federal investigators, in which the crypto queen made it more than clear that she knew she was scamming people out of their hard-earned money from the very start. In some of her emails, she admitted that the company wasn't actually mining any coins, that her coin was trash, and that her investors were idiots for trusting her. In one of her emails, she proposed an exit strategy to her partner Carl Greenwood, which consisted of taking the money, running away, and blaming somebody else for the whole thing.
How it always
During the investigation, Carl ended up pleading guilty to wire fraud and conspiracy to launder money, for which he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. As it was later revealed, the FBI had been onto Ruja long before she fled from Bulgaria, even recruiting her American boyfriend to look into her company's practices for them.
See, why does she look so much better here? Like,
After learning about her extremely sketchy business practices and her grand scheme to steal billions of dollars from investors all around the world, she was charged with wire fraud, money laundering, and securities fraud. This promptly landed her a spot on the FBI's most wanted list, becoming only the 11th woman to earn that distinction. Looking into her past to find clues as to what could have influenced Ruja to do something so nefarious, federal investigators found some pretty interesting stuff. As it turns out, Ruja was fluent in 4 languages, was extremely intelligent, once had a job at a high-ranking consulting firm, and had been obsessed with fashion and maintaining her image from a very young age.
From Timu?
It was only with the benefit of hindsight that prosecutors were able to clearly see how she used all these qualities to carry out her malicious plans. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the FBI will find her anytime soon. It's been rumored that after fleeing the country, the crypto queen may have drastically altered her appearance with plastic surgery, and is believed to travel with armed guards at all times.
Damn.
Disturbingly, there have also been several allegations that she was murdered by an accomplice, but this hasn't been proven. If she is still alive, the FBI suspects Ruja is traveling on a German passport to the United Arab Emirates, Bulgaria, Germany, Russia, Greece, and multiple countries in Eastern Europe. Considering how elusive she's been since her disappearance almost 8 years ago, it's unlikely the FBI will ever find out what became of Ruja Ignatova after pulling off one of the largest financial scams in history.
I'm gonna just keep it real, bro. 8 years ago, I ain't gonna lie, the rumors might be true, man. I don't know if she's still with us, bro. She could be, but I don't know. She faking the death allegations? She could too. I'm not gonna lie. That could be a W play. I ain't gonna lie.
Arnoldo Jimenez. On May 12, 2012, Arnoldo Jimenez and his wife Estrella went out to celebrate their wedding in a black 2006 four-door Maserati. Less than 24 hours after the couple had said their vows, Arnoldo knifed his wife to death in the car, dragged her into the bathroom tub of her apartment in Burbank, Illinois, and disappeared without a trace.
Well, damn.
When Estrella didn't come back to pick up her kids at school the next day, her family called the cops, who ended up finding Estrella's remains still in her wedding dress in her bathtub.
That's
Immediately,
sick,
a nationwide search for Arnoldo was launched, but by that time the suspect was long gone. During the investigation, it was revealed that Jimenez had reached out to a friend before fleeing and told him, "If anyone asks where I am, tell them I went to Mexico." Since then, the authorities have received multiple tips that Jimenez may have fled to Durango or Tamaulipas, Mexico, where he's believed to be hiding out with family members.
See, why would you tell people about your whereabouts, bro? What you should have did is told everybody that you was in Canada and then flee to Mexico on some chill shit, bro. That's player. Telling your friend, bro, like, nigga, you killed your wife. He's not finna stick up for you, bro. That's not your friend no more, bro.
Initially, a $100,000 reward was issued for anyone with information that could lead to his arrest. But 4 years after he was placed on the most wanted list, the FBI increased the reward to $250,000.
Damn.
Burbank police have stated that in the past 12 years, they've received hundreds of tips about Arnoldo's whereabouts, but none of them had led to anything significant. After the crime, investigators traced his phone and determined that he had traveled from Chicago to Tennessee, then to Arkansas, and from there to Hidalgo, Texas, very close to the Mexican border. They were unfortunately unable to determine where he went after that. Police.
Yo, chat, do you think they actually like pay you out like the full payment of like the bounty that they have on these people? Because, like, if I found one of these niggas and I didn't get my $250K, bro, I'm finna riot, bro. I'm not finna lie. I'm gonna be pissed, nigga.
Police have also revealed that the car in which Arnoldo carried out his heinous crime was never found.
Man,
if the suspect is ever caught, he'll be spending the rest of his life in prison for first-degree murder and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. But based on how things have played out since the last time he was seen, it's unlikely Arnoldo will ever pay for his atrocious crime.
Yeah. He's probably fucking some big booty Latino.
Vitel'homme Innocent. As the leader of one of
like a crackhead, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Haiti's largest and most violent criminal gangs, Craze Barry, Vitel'homme Innocent, which do not let his name fool you, he is indeed not innocent.
He looked like he looked like he got a machete in his back pocket. Oh hell no, I would not mess with him.
He's terrorized the region for years, earning a spot on the FBI's most wanted list for his role in a string of brutal kidnappings and murders.
Hell no.
In October 2021, he collaborated with the notorious 400 Mawozo gang to carry out the high-profile kidnapping of 17 Christian missionaries in Haiti. This
is why you don't go to Haiti. I'm gonna be real, especially as a white person. You just don't go there, bro. As soon as they see the fucking paleness on your skin, as soon as they see the lack of melanation on your skin, I ain't gonna lie, you will cease to be a free human being. I'm not gonna lie. They gonna take back reparations for the ancestors and shit. Try to get some money off of you.
Disturbingly, 5 of the kidnapping victims were children, one as young as 8 months old. Held at gunpoint, the hostages were reportedly kept captive for 2 months while the gangs demanded a ransom of $1 million per hostage.
That's crazy.
It was only after an anonymous donor paid an undisclosed sum to Craze Barry and 400 Mawozo that the missionaries were finally released. Based on court documents, Innocent and his crew ended up spending the ransom money on weapons. That same year, the Haitian president was assassinated, which caused Innocent's influence to grow exponentially in the chaos that engulfed the country.
Yo, Innocence is like the most ironic name.
In the aftermath of the assassination, Craze Barry claimed new territories and expanded their ranks quicker than the cops could even keep track of.
Damn.
In 2023, Craze Barry boasted an estimated 600 members, many of whom were young children who were involuntarily recruited to serve Innocent's criminal organization.
What the hell?
Almost exactly 1 year after the kidnapping of the Christian missionaries, Cranesbury kidnapped 2 U.S. citizens under innocence orders, Marie Odette Franklin and Jean Franklin. Unfortunately, one of the victims did not survive, while the other was held for a $300,000 ransom.
Bro, this nigga
Somehow,
is fucking...
Innocent still managed to walk away scot-free.
This nigga's the fucking
In April
Penguin.
2024,
Goddamn.
CNN released an interview where Innocent brazenly showed off his luxury home, which sticks out like a sore thumb in the extreme poverty surrounding him. Surrounded by gold-rimmed couches and chairs, Innocent explained to the reporter how he came to power. In the interview, he shamelessly blamed Haiti's corruption on the country's politicians, refusing to take any responsibility for his own actions. Interestingly, he also alleged...
I think he got gold chains on it. Yo, look at this nigga and then look at the surroundings, bro. He has gold chains on in a place where trash and rubble is all through the streets. You got fucking puddles of sewage right here just sitting there. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, at least try to, you feel me, reinvest into your gang or your territory that your gang lives in, bro. Try to at least, you feel me, just try to at least better your community a little bit, bro. Come on, bro.
That before becoming the leader of Cranesbury, he had once owned multiple legitimate businesses, including a hotel and a rental car company, but said his companies were destroyed by the government.
Money laundering.
According to multiple crime analysts, Innocent was once a political activist before he turned to violent crime to maximize his influence. Back in the US, Innocent is wanted by the FBI for an insanely long list of crimes, including kidnapping for ransom, theft, murder, assault, vehicle theft, and destruction of property. There's a $2 million reward for information leading to his arrest.
They got the goofiest
but with
picture
powerful
of him
connections
too.
and an armed gang, it'll be pretty tough to ever bring him to justice.
He will never be brought to justice. I'm just gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna lie. Unless it's somebody in his gang that turns on him, bro. Only way that type of shit goes, bro.
Omar Alexander
Mafia,
Cardenas. In 2022, the FBI released 2 eerie before and after clips of a man walking into and then running away from a shopping mall area on August 15th, 2019.
Innocence, bro. He is
The
not
man seen
innocent
in the
at all.
video is 29-year-old
That nigga
Omar
fucking
Alexander
one of
Cardenas.
Satan's strongest soldiers
And let's
and
just
shit,
say
man.
that he didn't exactly go shopping in the time that elapsed between those 2 clips. After disappearing from the camera's view, Omar walked up to a man standing outside the Hair Icon barber shop at an outdoor shopping center and fired several rounds from his semi-automatic handgun at his head, killing him instantly.
What's the point? What's the point of that, bro? That nigga just chose to randomly one day just walk up on somebody and just gun him down for no reason. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, come on.
After committing the crime, Omar fled the scene a little after 4 p.m. as it can be seen in the eerie FBI footage. A suspected member of the Pierce Street Gang in Los Angeles, and often going by the nickname Dollar, Omar is suspected to have fled to Mexico to seek refuge among his relatives.
But why would he
In September 2021, a federal arrest warrant was issued for the suspect after he was charged with murder and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, thanks to which he was pinned on the most wanted billboard. Even though he committed a brutal crime pretty much in broad daylight and didn't exactly shy away from the cameras after doing it, the cops seem to know surprisingly little about Omar. The only things they really know about him are that he's around 300 pounds, wears thick prescription glasses, has at least 1 tattoo, and is considered armed and dangerous. Which alone is hardly enough to track down a criminal who's crossed international borders to flee prosecution.
Nah, they had to put in the 300 pounds, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Big back-ass murderer, bro.
With time, hopefully more information will surface leading to his
That's
potential
evil
extradition
queso
and
right there,
arrest.
man. I ain't
But
gonna
for
lie.
now, it looks like Omar will
Big
remain
as
a most
hell.
wanted criminal. Yulan Adonai Archaga Carias. Back in the 80s, a gang known as the Mara Salvatrucha was set up to protect Salvadorian immigrants from other gangs in the Los Angeles area. Fast forward a couple of decades, and the Mara, or the MS-13 for short, had become one of the most brutal and violent criminal organizations in the world. Nowadays, MS-13 has a strong presence in El Salvador,
MS-13,
Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, the US, Canada,
this
and even
is a
Spain.
crazy-ass gang.
They engage
They
in
ain't to
all
be played
kinds of
with.
criminal activity, from drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, murder, and racketeering, often using extreme violence to maintain their influence and control. For many years, a man named Yulan Adonai Archaga Carias operated as the head of MS-13's criminal
he looked like
activities
he a
in
murderer.
Honduras, providing
Shit.
support and resources to the gang in Central America and the US with firearms, narcotics, and loads of cash. Often operating under his
He'll look like
alias
he'll
Porky,
shoot you if you make
Yulan
a
is wanted
sandwich
by the
wrong.
FBI
Fuck.
for trafficking multi-ton loads of drugs through Honduras to the US and for the killing of several rival gang members. Among Porky's colorful criminal charges, you'll find everything from murder to racketeering conspiracy to drug importation to possession of machine guns. Even though he's only around 160 pounds, Yulan is considered one of the most powerful men in Honduras, as the MS-13 gang has had the country in a chokehold for years. The most shocking part of the story is that at one point, Porky had already been apprehended by the Honduran authorities and was even taken to a courthouse for a hearing on charges of murdering 2 Honduran prosecutors. But during the hearing, 20 armed men dressed up in the same clothes as the anti-gang police units
I'd
walked
beat
into
his
the
ass.
building.
I'm not finna lie to you, twin. Yo, look in my eyes when I tell you this, bro. You're not beating shit. I ain't gonna lie. The second you step towards him in a wrong manner, you're getting gunned down. Your body will be thrown in the river, bro. I'm not finna lie. You'll be chopped up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. These niggas might look a little bit nice, a little bit sweet. Not that crazy. But the amount of influence they have, bro, you will be killed. If you're in MS-13 gang territory and you speak badly about this man, you will die. You will die. I'm letting you know right now. You will be dying.
Escorting a veiled suspect and suddenly opened fire on the guards. In just a few seconds, the men subdued the guards and safely escorted Porky out of the courthouse, killing 4 police officers in the process. For obvious reasons, Porky is
you do understand, like, Chirac, any gang in Chicago has nothing on these cartel niggas. The difference from these cartel niggas and niggas in Chicago, these cartel niggas have whole communities of thousands and hundreds and thousands of people backing them. Niggas in Chicago have a gang of maybe like 100, 200, 300 maybe if they're big. Plus these is niggas. Bro, none of them wants to be in this gang. Like, bro, they're not doing it. Just, bro. Only reason why niggas kill, rob, and shoot is for ice, chains, and to break off some of the profits for the family. See, these cartel youngins, these cartel niggas, they do this shit for straight familia. They will do anything for their family. They'll kill you. They'll knock you, bro. They'll cut your head off, cut your dick off, finger you in your asshole. It doesn't matter what they gotta do. They'll do it for familia. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just keeping it real. You're not fucking with these niggas, man.
Considered armed and extremely dangerous. Due to the sheer nature of his crimes, the FBI is offering $5 million to anyone who can provide information leading to his arrest. One of the things that makes it extremely difficult to track a suspect like Porky down is that he's taken every possible measure to fly under the radar. Although it's believed to still be in Honduras, he and his security team use untraceable numbers from Israel and Poland, and he goes to extreme lengths to keep his whereabouts a secret when he contacts his family. Although the hunt for Porky is far from over, he's likely to remain one of the most elusive and dangerous fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list for years to come.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Alexis Flores.
Let that one go. They not
One seemingly
bro.
peaceful afternoon in July 2000, 5-year-old Ariana de Jesus was playing on the street in Philadelphia with her sister and friends when her mom went out for a quick trip to the store.
No, bro.
When her mom came back, she started living every parent's worst nightmare. Ariana had been taken by a suspicious man. Immediately, her mother reported her missing, triggering a citywide search for the 5-year-old girl.
I hate kidnappers, bro. Like, bro, why are you taking the kids, bro? Like, okay, if you kidnap an adult, okay, nobody cares. Like, half that nigga, do whatever you want. But when you kidnap kids, it's like, bro, come on, bro. Like, they still got like a lot of life to live, bro. Like, come on, bro.
In a desperate effort to bring more attention to the disappearance, Ariana's family and friends covered every neighborhood wall, light post, and stop sign with flyers and missing posters. But nobody had any clue what had happened to the little girl.
Come on,
Unfortunately,
bro.
after a few weeks of searching, the cops found her unresponsive in the basement of an abandoned apartment building just a few blocks away from where she had been taken. Disturbingly, the authorities also found a t-shirt featuring a bold political logo at the crime scene, which they deduced belonged to the suspect. During the investigation, a man came forward stating that he was pretty certain the t-shirt had belonged to a guy he only knew as Carlos, a drifter he had once employed as a handyman. Unfortunately, despite the promising lead, the case went cold for several years, leaving Ariana's family devastated and confused. It wasn't until 2007 that the authorities were able to analyze the shirt again thanks to recent advances in DNA technology, and what they found changed the course of the investigation forever. The DNA in the shirt was a perfect match with that of a man named Alexis Flores, who had been arrested in Arizona in 2002 for shoplifting and in 2004 for forgery. Unfortunately, by the time his DNA was linked to the crime, he had already been deported to Honduras years earlier for other less serious crimes.
Damn.
As the police would later find, finding Alexis Flores was going to be a lot more difficult than they initially thought. Throughout his colorful criminal career, Alexis had provided multiple fraudulent dates of birth and names. Despite his inclusion in the most wanted list, the only things the FBI really knows about him are that Alexis is around 5'4", 130 pounds, and has visible scars on his forehead and right cheek.
Tiny ass nigga.
Due to his crimes, he's obviously also considered armed and extremely dangerous. With a $250,000 reward on his head for the crimes of kidnapping and murder, you would think that someone would have come forward with information on this guy, but 24 years after the crime, Alexis has remained unfound. Wilver Villegas-Palomino. The National Liberation Army, or ELN, is a Marxist-Leninist guerrilla insurgency group in Colombia, often referred to as Colombia's last true insurgency and one of Latin America's most powerful criminal organizations.
Oh, they never.
In the past few years, the ELN has expanded
catching
aggressively into Venezuela, thanks to which the National Liberation Army now has over 6,000 active members. Interestingly, for the first few decades after its foundation, the group mostly focused their efforts on kidnapping, extortion, and attacking oil infrastructure. But over time, the ELN stopped shying away from drug trafficking and became deeply involved in the international drug trade, earning them the attention of the FBI. In 2023, Wilver Villegas-Palomino became the 530th addition to the FBI's most wanted list on multiple serious charges ranging from narco.
I ain't gonna lie, this the type of nigga. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I know this nigga done some devious things, bro. I ain't
terrorism to murder to drug trafficking. Often running under the alias The Hog, Palomino is a high-ranking member of the National Liberation Army who's been under the alias The Hog. Palomino is a high-ranking member of the National Liberation Army who's been involved in a 20-year conspiracy to distribute drugs from Colombia to the US. Thanks to which a warrant for his arrest was issued back in 2020. Wilver has also been accused of murdering multiple human rights advocates in Venezuela and the Catatumbo region in Colombia between 2017 and 2019. Due to his high rank and his responsibility in flooding the streets of Houston and other major U.S. cities with drugs, the United States Department of State's Narcotics Rewards Program is offering a reward of up to The United States Department of State's Narcotics
That nigga tweaking, bro. Oh my god.
Rewards Program is offering a reward of up to $5 million for information leading to Palomino's arrest. As of today, it's a complete mystery where this guy is, but considering the ELN oversees the production of over 200 tons of drugs, which are later distributed worldwide, obviously including the US, it makes sense why he was put on the list.
He's chilling in his mansion in fucking Honduras or whatever the fuck he's from. Chilling, fucking Latina hoes and smoking cigars and shit, bro. He ain't doing nothing.
Donald Eugene Fields II. Since 2022, Donald Eugene Fields has been wanted by the FBI for the alleged trafficking of at least one child in Missouri between 2013 and 2017. According to the authorities, Fields took a 14-year-old girl and offered her to his friend Ted Sartori Jr. in exchange for cash, cars, motorcycles, vacations, and Christmas presents. Last known to live in Franklin County, Missouri, Fields has apparently been moving around the country since 2022, working sporadic jobs as a tree trimmer and independently selling used cars in an effort to fly under the radar. Based on court documents, it's believed that Donald probably took more than one victim, and that he might be hiding out with his girlfriend Jennifer Isgriggs, who is also wanted on a felony warrant for—
Nigga, how did he pull this? I mean, she's not that attractive either, but like, nigga. You look
failure to provide child support. Since 2022, the cops have received multiple tips indicating that Fields spent some time in the Tampa area, and as soon as they heard that, they started running Facebook ads with his face on a most wanted poster to ask for the public's assistance in locating him. Unfortunately, it's likely that by then, Fields had already fled to Stover, Missouri. The FBI has also placed large billboards with Fields' face in cities where he's known to travel, but so far it seems like he's managed to stay a step ahead of the cops.
I'm not finna lie, imagine running, imagine running away from the cops and you just see yourself on the billboard, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, I would be, how would you even feel, bro? I'm not gonna lie. Shit.
Earlier in 2024,
Sartori,
Fields' partner in crime, pleaded guilty to his charges and will face up to 30 years in prison. He'll also likely have to pay $25,000 in restitution to his victim. Based on court documents, he'll be officially sentenced in early November 2024. As per the FBI's description of the suspect, Fields has multiple scars on his body as well as a tribal print tattoo on his right shoulder. With such a big effort being made by the FBI to make this guy's face known, hopefully someday he'll be recognized by someone and promptly turned into the authorities.
Please, man. Please. Get that nigga off the streets, bro. It's kind of crazy. Like, that man, he could have sold you a car, bro, and you would never know. Or, shit, he could have cut your trees down, man. You would never know. That's insane, bro. He's still on the run, bro. Why don't you just flee to Canada or Mexico? Some shit, I don't know.